TalkHarvard. I'm Sanyee Yuan, and I know we're used to exploring Boston together, but today we're staying on campus because today we're joined by a very special guest, award-winning actor Blair Underwood. When did you realize that the media industry was the right one for you?
Wow, that's a good question because I knew I wanted to do it as a child.
Yeah.
Purely because it seemed like a lot of fun. Being on TV seemed like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I could not understand the whole concept and premise of people paying you to be on TV because it seemed like it would be such an incredible thing to do. I think when I realized I wanted to pursue it was when I started doing it in junior high school. I started really doing local dinner theaters in high school actually, and just. You know, they talk about that bug, and the creative bug bites you. I was bitten. And then when I realized I did not have an option as to whether I was going to college. In our household, we were going to college one way or another. And when I learned and realized you could actually go to college for theater and the dramatic arts, that's when I knew that's what I wanted to do.
So how did your experiences in college shape who you are today?
Let's see. Well, my college, I went to Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh and studied theater there. It's too how it shaped me as a person. I knew going into, you asked about choosing this as a field, I knew it would be an extremely difficult field to make a living in. I knew that from the outset. I think in going to college, the training helped me just focus on what I really wanted to do, and it made me feel more prepared when I came into the industry. So, since that's been my profession for the last 25 years, it really informed in a great way, the person I am today.
Yeah, well, speaking of, I guess, the difficulties with working in the industry, let's see, so I watched every episode of American Idol, and so I know Ryan Seacrest, he's always asking the contestants about something new that they're learning, being thrown in the industry. And so they always talk about how they're learning to get really thick skin. Because there's always the negative criticism, there are always mean people who say all this stuff on the internet. So, what has been your experience dealing with this darker side of the industry?
Well, you have to have the thick skin, because, you figure at its very core, you are presenting yourself as an actor, as a performing artist. It's you on stage. It's your look, it's your height, it's your skin color, it's your weight, it's everything. It's solely you. So when you're attacked, you can take it very personally, and that's the thick skin that people allude to. You have to learn how to just let it just kind of fall off your back. And how I have done that is just really realizing whatever I've been able to do in my life, in my career, most of it is due to a higher force. I'm a Christian, so I go to that sense of faith, but also the hard work you have to put in yourself. You got to do the work.
Yeah.
You do the work, but there's so many things that come into play that are obstacles in life, again, in a career, that sometimes they're insurmountable and they cannot be taken out of the way except by some greater force. And it's not you that does that. So I think for me, if you just understand that there are forces at play that are so far beyond you, whether it's negative comments or even some of the positive comments, you don't put a whole lot of stock into it. You're grateful for the positive and you take the negative with a grain of salt, and you stay focused on what you feel is your calling or your gut instinct. Because as an artist, any artist, you have to follow that gut instinct and not be too swayed by people's opinions. If I were a clergy or a politician, I'd have a different answer, but I'm not. I'm an artist. It's of life. It changes as you grow and mature.
Yeah.
And as an actor, I can tell you that I'm a kid at heart.
Yeah.
I'm a big kid. That's part of, I think the best actors are those who never lose that sense and that touch of just, again, humanity, but also just the joys and the highs and the lows of life, and being open to that.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable to that. I'd say that's a challenge that I found in the work sometimes, because you talked about thick skin, which you have to have, but the best actors are those who are who allow themselves to be vulnerable within the work, within a scene.
Yeah.
So the juxtaposition of thick skin in the real world and vulnerability in the work, sometimes there's a conflict with that sometimes, to try to find it and keep it honest and real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say again, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you. It was my pleasure.
And let's see, for those of you watching, thanks for tuning in to TalkHarvard. Let's talk next time. Hi everyone, and welcome to TalkHarvard. I'm Sanyee Yuan, and joining us in the studio today is very versatile performer, actor, author, and former Harvard grad, John Lithgow. Hi, thanks for being here.
Thanks for that intro. You saved the best for last.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom last night on the phone, and I was telling her that I got the chance to interview you. And we're both really excited because I basically grew up watching Third Rock from the Sun.
Yes.
And I loved that show.
Oh, well, I loved it too. It was 6 very happy, funny years.
Yeah, well, if you could summarize your experience in one word.
On Third Rock?
Yeah.
Just hilarious. I mean, I'm convinced that I will live an extra 10 years because of Third Rock. It's just laughter. It was such a restorative. It was, you know, it was not anything I expected to ever do.
As an actor, how do you separate the life on stage with the life off stage?
Well, that's always an interesting issue, an interesting question, but I don't know. I've done an awful lot of acting. I've just been acting and acting and acting my whole life. I grew up in a theater family and acted in theater for many years before I even got into film and television, which is much more close-up acting. I'm a technical actor. I just sort of, if you asked me to act right now, I could start acting.
Yeah.
I just don't need any preparation.
Yeah, wow.
You sort of have to get into a mindset and you have to know your lines.
Wow.
But I just think it comes out of a long history on stage. As Noel Coward said, the secret of acting is knowing your lines and not bumping into the furniture.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you hadn't grown up in a theater family, do you think you still would have pursued acting?
I might have pursued acting if I hadn't grown up in a theater family. As it was, I tried to avoid acting, but it was hopeless. I didn't intend to go into the acting business because it was the family business. It's kind of like a shoemaker's son, not wanting to be a cobbler. Right?
Oh no, you tell stories. That's what's important.
Well, I'm an actor. An actor is a storyteller.
Yeah.
So,
well, would you have any closing advice for students out there who want to work in the media?
well, in the media, in the arts, it's a difficult, highly competitive profession. People who want to go into the arts, young people, I always say a couple of things to them. First of all, I say, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's too hard.
Oh no.
But if they want to do it, they'll ignore me. And I also tell them that. You have to have a tremendous passion for it, a fire in your belly. You have to be willing to endure tremendous hardship and rejection. The hardest thing in life is to be rejected by people you have contempt for.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that almost defines my business.
Yeah.
You know, the hardest thing about the acting profession is waiting around to be hired. It's very difficult to fight for roles because fighting for roles so rarely gets you the roles. There are always other elements.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my advice. Don't do it.
Or have passion. Have passion.
Yeah. Embrace your passion. The easy and familiar answer to that question is follow your dream.
Yes.
Yes, follow your dreams. But just remember what I said. Don't do it.
Yeah. Well, see, no, I like follow the dreams with the right arm salute. So follow your dreams, everyone, and thank you so much again for being here.
You're wonderful at this.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Sanyee Yuan, and welcome to TalkHarvard. Today in the studio, we have 17-year-old social entrepreneur Alex Darrow. 1 year ago, he founded a nonprofit organization called Picture the World. Picture the World hopes to unite people from all across the world to set a world record on behalf of charity. I'm interested to hear about how you decided to start Picture the World.
Yeah, well, I came up with the concept behind Picture the World when I was 14. I'd kind of been searching to start an organization like this, like Picture the World. And I wanted to create a project that would kind of represent thousands and thousands of people, a large community coming together for a worthy cause. And so I came up with the idea behind Picture the World. But at the same time, I wanted it to be, fun and innovative, and kind
true.
of allow the donors to participate in the movement and really feel part of something real, and that's kind of the whole idea behind the physical mosaic.
Yeah, and I think focusing on pictures is so important today because we have Facebook, everyone is always posting up pictures there. Well, is there some sort of filter you have for the pictures?
Well, we of course review every single picture that is submitted to make sure it's appropriate. And if it's not appropriate, we'll email the submitter and ask them to resend another one. We haven't set a theme to the photos because we want the photos to kind of represent the person submitting the photo. We want them to be able to look back on it and say, hey, look, there's Mom doing that crazy thing she always does, and that's really kind of representative of who they are.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what are your favorite kinds of pictures that have come in?
I think my favorite kinds are, a lot of people like to send in portraits, of themselves or the family, which is great, but I like the more action type movies of people doing something, or like, rock climbing, or, at the top of Half Dome with their friends, or with, just kids playing in a pool or something. I like those type of action photos.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from because I think pictures are amazing. They really encapsulate just a story, just a story frozen in one frame.
Exactly, and it's kind of the whole concept behind creating the mosaic. Is the whole mosaic kind of represents the global community coming together.
Oh, well, that brings us to the world record aspect.
Right.
So what is the world record you're trying to break?
Well, the world record, the world's largest photo mosaic, is in Birmingham, England, and it's about the size of 3 tennis courts.
Wow.
And you can walk on it, and it has 112,896 photos.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, we want one more than that, break the world record.
Yeah, well, what are you hoping to learn in the future? From life.
From life.
Or from people around you, or from your education. What's one goal?
One goal, to make the greatest impact I can possibly make on the world. I'm not after money, I'm not after anything else. I want to have an impact on the world, I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
And, that's just follow my passion. So.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. It sounds like you're on the right path. Wonderful track. And hey guys, if you want to learn more about Alex and how you can help picture the world, feel free to visit www.ptwonline.org. I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
I'm Sanyee Yuan, and I'm saying, hey, let's talk next time. Bye.